Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. The number one wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting money on: vices. Think smoking, excessive drinking, and drugs. Charlie Munger said there are only 3 ways a smart person can go broke: liquor, ladies, and leverage. Not only are they not the best use of our hard-earned money, they don't benefit our lives in any positive way. I know of too many people who have ruined their lives because of these vices, or on their way to. Life is too precious. We all have one body to live in, and you want to do your best to take care of it, not destroy it. So be wise. Don't consume any chemicals that negatively affect your body and your mind. Feed your body the best possible fuel, unprocessed whole foods, and maintain it well with quality sleep and regular exercise. When you take care of your body, it will serve you well as a core foundation to your wealth building journey. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into some more tactical wealth destroyers you need to avoid. The number 2 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting your money on: timeshare, or sometimes known as vacation club membership. If you've been to any resorts, I'm sure you encounter some individual trying to sell you timeshare. Timeshare is one of the most heavily sold vacation products on the market, and for a good reason. They make tons of money for the companies selling them, but at your expense. On surface, they might sound like a good deal. For a small fee, you have guaranteed access to your favorite vacation spot every year. And they tell you it could even be a good investment because many timeshare properties appreciate in value, or that is what they want you to believe. When you actually do the math, the upfront fee, the maintenance fee, and incidental cost, they're not as attractive as they make it out to be. And unlike the promise that you can access your lovely property without issue every year, if you were to visit any timeshare forums, there is no shortage of people complaining about booking their timeshare. You not only have to book your slot way in advance, many timeshare slots are made available based on your timeshare tier. And you want to be higher in tier? No problem. Just pay us more money. Bottom line, timeshares are a money pit and will not help you build wealth. They will actually destroy your wealth. If you want to have a nice vacation, it is much more effective and efficient to book your resorts and hotels as needed. You don't have the annual financial obligation and much more flexibility with when and where you want to take your family every year. In talking about things that could destroy our wealth, do you know what else can destroy our mental peace? Getting hacked. Getting our personal information stolen because they're not adequately protected. Which is why I'm excited to talk to you about Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Living in a digital age, we're seeing more and more data breaches these days. Companies like Dell, United Health, and Ticketmaster all suffer massive data breaches that expose millions of personal sensitive data. And just a few months ago, National Public Data announced that it has suffered a major breach, potentially impacting every American. The incident compromised over 2.9 billion records used for background checks, including critical personal information such as full names, addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers, and most importantly, social security numbers. And it has been confirmed that members of the hacker group have released the sensitive information online for free. If you haven't been taking your personal information online seriously, now is the time to change that. You're much more vulnerable than ever in today's digital landscape. Thankfully, I feel secure because I use Aura. Aura monitors my personal data, including my social security number, across billions of data points like the dark web and public records to alert me about potential identity theft. They also provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance in case the worst happens. Additionally, Aura offers a variety of other features to keep me safe online, including real-time alerts for data breaches, VPN for secure browsing, data broker opt-out to stop companies from selling my personal information, and even a password manager to help secure my passwords. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches, and if you don't want to either, go to my link, aura.com/financialtortoise, and try your first 2 weeks for free. That's right, it doesn't cost anything to test out this powerful tool that I personally use on a daily basis. I'll also have a link in the description below. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. Number 3 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting money on: big homes. You know those unnecessarily big homes compared to your basic needs? You're a family of 3. Yet, you decide to buy a 7-bedroom, 6-bathroom home just because. Homes are most often the biggest expense item in most people's budget. And because we always need a place to live, we can't just easily get rid of them. Thus, when you lock yourself into a huge mortgage because you decide to buy a big home, this could have a detrimental effect on your wealth building journey. I know of some people whose home mortgage takes up 50% of their take-home pay, some even more. It's really hard to save and invest for wealth building when you're in that financial position. Many financial experts recommend the 30% rule when it comes to housing expenses. No more than 30% of your gross monthly income on housing costs, including rent or mortgage payments and associated utilities. However, I say try to spend as least as possible on housing if you're serious about wealth building, especially if you're in the wealth accumulation phase. The secret sauce to wealth building really comes down to your savings rate and the time you give your investments to grow. So the more you can invest into the market earlier in your career, the better you're setting yourself up for success. The number 4 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting your money on. In the line of a big fancy home, fancy toys that often fill that big home, especially the ones that sit there because we bought it with good intention, but we hardly ever use it. Think things like jet skis, boats, 3D printer, motorcycle, e-bike, surfboard, etc. All sitting in our garage right now. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're maximizing the usage of some of these items, by all means, invest in the best jet ski or e-bike out there. Life is not about accumulating as much money as possible, but using it to live our best life. So go out and live your best life. The issue I have is when we continually buy these fancy toys without fully maximizing its utility. We get sucked into their marketing scheme and buy because we think once we get this awesome surfboard, we'll go out at 5 a.m. every morning and surf the waves like Keanu Reeves from Point Break. I know, I never surfed before, but who knows if I have this fancy surfboard. And we all know how the story ends, right? That surfboard sits in our garage for the next 7 years collecting dust, and we end up donating it to Goodwill. And if we're not careful, the cycle repeats itself over and over again with other toys, sucking precious dollars out of our pocket. Dollars that can be invested and growing our net worth. Thus, while I applaud your intention to try new things, maybe spending thousands right out the gate on these new expensive hobbies is not the wisest approach. My recommendation is to start out small, rent, test it out first. Instead of going out and buying the shiniest new surfboard, rent one and hire a coach. Not only are you saving money up front, you get to experience it firsthand before investing more money into this hobby. Number 5 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting money on. Alright, let's get into some really sensitive topics here. Cars. And here, I want to talk about big cars. Unnecessarily big cars. You work deep in the city. Your parking spot is so small, you wonder if it's made for a Fiat. And because housing is so expensive, you don't have a garage to park your car in. Yet, because you love big cars, you drive a Range Rover or a Suburban made to fit 8 people. You know you need all that space for all your stuff, right? How would I haul all my things for my Costco trip this weekend? Well, let me share with you my personal and controversial opinion on this. The way I see it, unless you need to haul heavy equipment for work, you don't need a big car. I know, we Americans love our big cars. In 2022, the average car sold in America weighed 1,900 kilograms, almost 20% more than the average in Europe. Don't just supersize my Big Mac, supersize my car as well. But if you're serious about wealth building, understand that these big vehicles come at a significant cost. Not just upfront, but ongoing. Larger the car, the higher the total cost of ownership. They require more fuel, they cost more to maintain and insure, and they also have average higher depreciation cost. They lose its value way quicker than smaller cars. Additionally, once you get used to driving a larger vehicle, it can get harder to go back the other way. Once you've gotten used to having all the car space, psychologically, it's harder to downgrade to a smaller car. And the theme of having a harder time downgrading, let's get into the next wealth destroyer. The number 6 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting money on. Luxury cars. That's right. Cars are such a big wealth destroyer that I'm going to talk about them twice here. Another type of cars that people love apart from big cars are luxury vehicles. If I can't get it big, let me get it nice. Luxury nice. When we think of wealth and success, one of the first images that pop into our minds are probably some luxury car models, right? We've all heard of brands like Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. Why? Because they've done such an amazing job of marketing through ads, movies, and social media. And because many of us associate wealth with these luxury cars, it's easy to get into a trap that if I want to be wealthy, I need to own one of these cars. However, the brutal truth is that most people who actually own one of these luxury cars are not the truly wealthy. Many just want to look rich, to look successful, to look like they haven't made. And in the world of cheap credit, it is so easy to look like you haven't made, not realizing that when they lease or own one of these luxury cars, they're actually destroying their wealth, not building it. Similar to the cost of owning big cars, the cost of owning one of these luxury cars are quite ridiculous. If you want maintenance checkup, you have to take them to specific auto centers. And if you need a part replaced, they require specific parts. Your insurance premiums will be much higher because your insurance company knows how expensive it will be if you were to get into an accident. And how about parking the car? If you don't have your own private garage, you don't want to just park it on the street overnight. You have to pay for extra parking. And all these costs add up, not to mention the fact that you'll always feel the need to upgrade. Bottom line, if you're serious about building wealth, don't spend your precious dollars trying to look rich. Actually get rich by driving a simple, safe, and reliable car to take you from point A to B, and take all that savings and invest more into the market. A quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video and would like a summary of everything I'm covering here, please go to the link I'll have in the description below to grab your free one-page PDF. Whenever I hear good information, I want a way to capture them so I don't forget them. Well, if you think the same way that I do, no worries. I've done the work for you here. I made this free PDF so you don't forget all the invaluable lessons I'm sharing in this video. So make sure to go to the link I'll have in the description below to grab your free copy. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 7 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting your money on. In the line of luxury cars, status symbols. Think super high-end watches, luxury designer bags made by super high luxury brands like Hermes, Chanel, and Rolex. All companies that I admire as an investor, but ironically, not as a consumer. Yes, if you love nice things, these brands make excellent products, one of the best in the world. However, when you're in the wealth building phase, you have to be very careful about these luxury items, these status symbols. One day, they might have a place in your closet when you have truly built wealth. However, when you're on the path to building wealth, the truth is that these status symbols are destroying your wealth rather than building it. You buy one nice watch from Rolex, it is really hard not to be tempted by other luxury watches out there. You buy one nice wallet from Chanel, you can't help yourself from looking at wallets from Hermes and Louis Vuitton. You buy one amazing suit from Armani, and you can't help yourself but look at other high-end suits from Tom Ford and Brioni. Again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't indulge yourself with these nice products. Just do it after you build wealth, not before. Number 8 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting your money on. Ridiculously expensive education. I love education. Education is one of the most powerful agents of change and completely changed my life. It gave my wife and I opportunities, and we were able to grab those opportunities and move up the social and economic ladder. However, not all education is the same. Not all are priced appropriately. There are way too many overpriced education packages out there and too many people falling for them. That's probably one of the reasons why today in the US, we have a collective student loan balance of $1.7 trillion. That is 42% more than what we had a decade ago. When you overpay for ridiculously expensive education, the burden of student loans can have a detrimental impact on your wealth building. And I know this too well. Over a decade ago, I graduated business school with close to 6 figures in student loans. Though my student loan had to do more with me not being wise with how I structure my finances when I got my MBA, the truth was that the 3.5 years I spent paying down my student debt after graduate school were years I missed out on investing and growing my net worth. So when pursuing education, do your research. Think hard about the value that you're receiving in relation to how much you're paying. Make sure the education you're receiving is worth the cost in form of future income. And don't take the school's word at face value. They're going to tell you that your education is priceless. But do you know what I say? It is not priceless. There is a fair value to everything, and it is your job to figure that out. Number 9 wealth destroyer you need to stop wasting your money on. In the line of programs that teach you things, get rich quick seminars. Programs that promises you riches. Financial promises that sound so good, you'd be a fool not to bust out your credit card right now. We'll help you double your money in 30 days. We'll share insider secrets that'll make you better than the 1% of traders out there. Zero down, zero experience, not a problem. Our average clients have made over $50,000 in the first 2 weeks of starting this program. Well, let me be the boring uncle that pops your bubble. There is no such thing as get rich quick, especially if you have no experience or specialized skill that you can leverage. True, lasting and sustainable wealth takes time. But when you spend your hard-earned money on these get rich quick schemes, in a secret hope that you can strike it rich, you're subconsciously ignoring or dismissing the time-tested method of building wealth slowly and steadily. You probably heard of the saying, we become what we eat. Essentially, our bodies are a reflection of what we put into our body. If we continuously consume highly processed gummy bears all the time, then our body will become a highly processed gummy bear in no time. In the same way, our mind is shaped by what information we feed it. If we feed it notions of getting rich quickly, continuously looking for shortcuts, and sensational schemes to make money, then that is going to shape our actions and behaviors. We'll take risky bets with our money. We'll try to spend our way to wealth. We'll obsess over one day hitting a lucky Grand Slam home run instead of focusing on simple singles and doubles, which leads to the last wealth destroyer that too many people fall for. Number 10 wealth destroyer that you need to stop wasting your money on. In the line of wanting to get rich quickly, lottery tickets. And if you watch my channel long enough, you know this is a topic that I come back to over and over again. And the reason is not because of how much a lottery ticket is, but because of what it symbolizes and what behaviors it encourages. Yes, buying 1 or 2 lottery tickets doesn't cost you much financially. Many are no more than $2 or $3. And many people argue, hey, I'm just having fun. What's the harm? Well, I say the harm is in the mental space that the ticket takes up in your precious brain. When you buy a lottery ticket, you're buying a dream. The dream that you could win the $100 million Powerball and you can walk away from everything. You can quit your job right away, fly to the Maldives, and sip your pina colada without a worry in the world. However, the chances that will actually happen, if you understand the stats behind lottery tickets, is almost zero. There's a greater chance that you'll actually get struck by a lightning than actually winning the lottery. But the dream lives on. And when you let it, it takes your mind away from the proven behavior of actually building wealth. saving, investing, and waiting. Behaviors that have a way better odds of actually making you wealthy one day. So I say don't waste your precious time daydreaming. Don't waste your precious dollars on lottery tickets. Focus on the now and today and take real action towards building wealth. Thank you guys for watching. In the line of proven ways to build wealth, please check out my video on 10 ultimate money rules, the wealth cheat sheet. Until next time, all the best.